A long time ago, I came up with a 30-second debate method. That's all the time it ought to take to actually debate any theist, regardless of religion, because it goes straight to the heart of the problem and doesn't allow anything to progress until the only real question actually gets answered. What is that question, you might ask? Well, does their particular God actually exist in the real world? Of course, this is a question that no theist will actually want to answer. And if you watch debates, whenever this subject comes up, even if the whole debate is supposed to be about this specific topic, the theist will talk about everything but that topic because they know that when it comes to the actual existence of their gods, they've really got nothing of substance to say. But that's a problem because without that particular claim, everything else they have to say falls apart. If you cannot show that a God exists, there's no such thing as salvation because you have nothing that you can show saves you from anything. And what do you need saving from? And what about sin? If there's nothing demonstrable to transgress against, then what is sin? And how can you argue for an afterlife if you can't show that your supposed cause for that afterlife actually exists at all? All of the ideological and theological arguments that an apologist might have, none of that means a damn thing if the object that they claim causes it all is undemonstrated. It's all just a waste of time. So don't do that. Don't go arguing trivialities when they haven't addressed the elephant in the room. Of course, this is going to piss most of them off because I think deep down they know they really have nothing. Let's be honest. If apologists had the slightest shred of evidence, objective, empirical evidence that their gods existed, they'd lead every debate with it. It would be something they'd trumpet from the mountaintops. In fact, there would be no debates because there would be no atheists, because we'd all just accept the evidence that was right in front of our eyes. But they don't have that. They have nothing. Instead, they're just waving their hands around like a sleight-of-hand shyster, trying to amaze the crowds with their mastery of bullshit. Call them on it. Don't let them get to the points they want to make until they can show that their gods are real. It ends all debates real quick. Most of these people just walk away, usually hurling insults in your direction. People with credible viewpoints don't get angry, and that ought to tell you something. What people have to realize is that no matter how emotionally attached you might be to your religious beliefs, none of it actually makes the slightest bit of difference unless your religious beliefs are actually true. It's like believing in aliens or Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster. The entire belief hinges on those things actually being true. It doesn't matter how your belief in Bigfoot makes you feel if Bigfoot's a fantasy. It makes no difference if you really, really, really want ghosts to be real if they're not. It doesn't matter if what you wish was true isn't actually true. Your emotional attachment to a figment of your imagination impresses no one, and it shouldn't impress you. It is a sign of immaturity and stunted intellectual development that you cannot step back, evaluate your beliefs objectively, and decide that if what you want to be true is totally unsupported in any credible way, then maybe you shouldn't believe it in the first place. This is short and sweet, as it should be. I don't want to hear about your silly book. I don't want to hear what you believe. I don't want to hear about your ideology. I want to know what you can produce to demonstrate, credibly and objectively, that the object of your belief system actually exists in the real world in some way. If you can't do that, we have nothing more to talk about. You failed in your mission. Nothing else you have to say in your religious worldview actually matters. Everything hinges on a single fact, whether your gods exist or they do not. If you have no objective reason to think that they do, then you have no business believing them, and neither do I. So get to work, theists. You have 30 seconds. Show us what you can do, but I'm not holding my breath.